Do you ever feel like you're working harder than ever but still not reaching your goals? It might not be about the effort, it might be the priorities. Welcome to Small Business Big Visibility, the podcast empowering you, adventurous small business owners, to attract your ideal customers and boost your revenue. I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Each week, we'll explore easy to implement tools and strategies to take your business to new heights and build the lifestyle you want. If you're ready for more profits and less stress, let's get started. Last week, we explored delegating, how to trust your team or external partners to handle tasks so you can focus on growing your business. We talked about creating systems that allow you to offload work without sacrificing quality. If you missed those episodes, I encourage you to check them out. They're a perfect lead-in to this week because prioritizing work effectively often means deciding which tasks to keep and which ones to delete. Let me take you back to when I first started my business. I had big dreams, lofty revenue goals, visions of happy clients, and the impact I wanted to create in the world. But as the years passed, those dreams, they started to collect dust. Why? Well, because every single day I was prioritizing the wrong things. Your days might feel similar. Mine revolved around a whiteboard and an overflowing email inbox. Every morning, you might write a to-do list of everything you need to tackle for your clients. It feels productive, doesn't it? You're busy all the time, handling emergencies like a firefighter, solving problems for client A, tackling urgent needs for client B, and keeping client C happy all at the same time. But despite the effort, something feels off. You see, back then, while I was so focused on my clients' needs, I completely neglected my own business. My dreams were sitting on the back burner, neglected. I told myself if I just work hard enough, if I put in the hours, if I push through, I'd eventually reach my goals. But the days turned into years, and the business I envisioned stayed out of reach. Does this resonate with you? Maybe you've been running your business for a while now. You're constantly busy, but at the end of each day, it feels like you're not moving closer to those big picture goals. If so, you're not alone. Like me, you might feel stuck, caught in a cycle where what's urgent seems to overshadow what's truly important. I remember thinking about a friend of mine. He had started multiple businesses, some of which failed, while others thrived. Eventually, he reached a point where he could step away in the middle of the day and his business wouldn't skip a beat. I couldn't understand it. I worked harder, put in longer hours, yet he's living the dream I wanted for myself. The truth finally hit me one day. I had built my business into a self-made cage. It couldn't function without me because I designed it that way. By constantly prioritizing everyone else's needs, I created a system where everything depended on me showing up every single day. It wasn't until I realized that I held the keys to this cage that things began to change. Here's the breakthrough moment. I stopped letting my whiteboard dictate my day. Instead, I started asking myself a critical question. Does this task move me closer to my long-term goals? If the answer was no, it either got delegated or moved down the priority list. As I made this shift, I noticed something incredible. I felt less overwhelmed. My business started growing faster, and for the first time, I could see my vision coming to life. It didn't happen overnight, though. It took a lot of effort to unlearn the habits that had kept me stuck and the courage to trust a new way of thinking. So, what about you? What might change if you took a step back and asked yourself the same question? Could you begin to create the space for your dreams to thrive the way I eventually did? It's not easy, but I can promise it's worth it. You hold the keys to unlock the business and life you've been working so hard for. Now, this brings us to the key takeaways I want to share for today. Priorities shape your results. If you don't intentionally prioritize what matters most, the urgent will always overshadow the important. And when that happens, you might work harder, but you won't necessarily achieve more. Think of your business like a ship. Every task you prioritize is a turn of the rudder. If you're only reacting to what's happening around you, emails, client demands, unexpected problems. You're letting the waves decide your direction. But when you take control of the rudder and steer toward your long-term goals, every task becomes intentional. Here's a quick example. Imagine you have a client emergency that needs attention today. It's urgent and important, so you handle it. But what about those marketing plans you've been putting off for weeks? They're not urgent, but they're vital to growing your business. If you never prioritize them, they'll stay on that back burner, and so will your growth. It's not about ignoring urgent tasks. It's about making sure the important ones don't get lost. That's why this week we'll explore practical strategies to help you prioritize effectively. Whether it's tools like the priority matrix, learning to delegate, or setting up systems, you'll discover how to reclaim your time and focus on what truly matters. Hey, your dreams can't wait forever. Start prioritizing what matters most today and watch your business transform tomorrow. I encourage you now to just take a few minutes today and write down your long-term goals. Keep them somewhere visible and ask yourself daily, is what I'm doing today helping me get there? Please remember to subscribe to the podcast for more actionable tips this week on mastering work priorities. Tomorrow, we'll uncover the hidden costs of poor prioritization and why busy doesn't always mean productive. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, prioritize wisely, work intentionally, and watch your business thrive.